So this is Cypher. I played Cypher earlier this week. It is a game about code cracking. I'll try to catch you up on the experience I've had in here so far. So Cypher is made out of a bunch of rooms in a museum. I'm in the second room right now, but let me show you what was going on in the first room when I was playing this at work. So the first room was about steganography. And basically, okay, this is a game about code breaking, and it's basically giving you a primer on just the nature of code breaking. Like, it's teaching you all the different ways that people try to encode messages. And so steganography is the process of hiding one message inside another message. Doing things like, for instance, this laundry list, if you read from the list from top to bottom with just the first letters, it says, spy suspected. And so when I figured that out, I typed it in here, spy suspected. And I went around this room, and each of these puzzles taught me a different way that you can hide a message inside another message. This one was, the answer was invisible ink, because when I looked really close, it might not even be coming through very easily on this stream. Can you see that? The words invisible and ink are written just below the segments of the alphabet. So I went all the way around the room, and it got more and more difficult. I got over here, and I started having to read this as Morse code, and this as, wait, no. Or was that backward? Was that binary and that was Morse code? Oh, I forgot. In any case, the answer was bacon, which of course is always the right answer. So I finished learning about steganography, and I've just moved on to whatever this room was called. Oh, transposition. Right. This is codes where letters are rearranged. Like the whole message is there, but it's out of order, and so you can't really understand it. Yeah, so Coconut Kid, this is Cypher. This is the latest game by Matthew Brown, who made Hex Cells and all of the other games that sort of sprung from Hex Cells. I've been a huge fan of his work for the past few months, ever since my friend, a different Matthew, introduced me to Hex Cells last year. So I've already done a bunch of puzzles in this room. I just gotta find the spot where I need to pick it up again. So like this one, for instance. The answer was, the men plan a mutiny, return to Bristol. And what it was every 8th letter. You had to read the T at the front, and then count 8 letters and get the H, then count 8 letters and get the E. And it was maddening, but eventually we figured it out. And now I'm on to the last 2 transposition puzzles, and I have not even begun them. I have no idea how to solve them. So this isn't your typical game to stream on Twitch, because most of this is going to be me staring at it, trying to figure out what to do, talking through my thought process, which is really different from, an action game. So, just warning you in advance, that's the kind of stream this is. I'll be playing some other games later on in the stream, and I'll probably be breaking those out into separate YouTube videos whenever I put them on YouTube. Okay, so this is puzzle 7, and there is somehow a message in this, and I need to figure out what the rules are for finding the message. Oh, they'll give you little hints over here. Like, for instance, the most common English diagrams. So if you're trying to find a pattern, you can look for these pairs of letters because they're really common in the English language. In all of these codes, the answer is in English. For instance, I should look at this one over here. This is the previous grid of letters. You notice there's a lot of X's. That was the first thing I noticed about this one. There's tons of X's, and English doesn't use X very much, and so I decided to read the X's as spaces, and then I started getting hints from the chat about words that they were finding scrambled up in here. Like, they found the word dragon hidden in the upper right corner, and the word jade written diagonally. You can see the J at the top middle going down to the right, the word jade, and eventually we figured out that the message was written starting with the lower left corner, but reading from upper left to lower right diagonally and using the X's as spaces. It said, well, we can back up here and look. It says, Assassin en route, trust no one, hide the jade dragon. And if you look at that, you read it for a second, you can tell that's what it means. And so over here, there might be something similar going on, except the way that these rooms have worked so far for me is that each puzzle is teaching me a fundamentally different way to scramble a message. So this one probably will not be read diagonally. So we got a blank bottom left corner. I can see the word lake, the word lane, sun, take, if I go, T, drop down to the A, up to the K, down to the E. Okay, we got a Q. Q's usually have U's next to them. Actually, I have almost all the letters for question, but not quite. I don't have an O. But, so what, if this Q and this U belong together, what set of rules could put them there? Am I reading around the circle? Is it like Q, U, E, G? That doesn't seem like a thing. Drag points out the word queen is in there. We got the E-E-N at the bottom, but I could also... I mean, the Q and the U and this E and this N seem to have the same relationship. But I don't see... Let's see, there's a C and an A and a G and an E. So that could be the word cage. T-N-K-E, that's nothing. I don't want to get too hung up on the Q and the U. I just feel like it should just jump out at me, right? I don't know if there's a rule that you have to use all the letters. This one did. That one did. I think I remember this one being crazy. This is my first really long one. I was like, what the crap? The jewels are hidden beneath the elm tree. Yeah, that was just scrambled. So, yeah, so far, Coconut Kid, I think, so far all the letters have been used in the previous puzzles. It doesn't necessarily mean that's going to be the rule always, but I think it would feel less elegant, certainly, if it wasn't that way. I like the word queen for this makes sense. A lot of the messages that I've been getting as my answers have sounded like artificially dramatic, and so having the queen be involved in the messages, that does sound legit. Oh yeah, Coconut Kid, that's true. There was that one that had the X's that weren't used, but they were used in that they meant spaces. So I think that still counts as being used. So they weren't just... So far, they've never hidden a code phrase in garbage, Every symbol's been meaningful. So, So there's there's quit, there's quest, and there's queen. Do any of those suggest a rule that I could apply generally? One thing I shouldn't discount is the idea that maybe there could be two layers of this, right? Like I've got to do one transformation to it and then do another transformation to it. That sounds complicated. But okay, let's try this. I'm gonna put this right here. And let's just put these letters in here. So C, T, Q, I, G, K, E, S, L, A, N, U, E, E, N. And let's say, what if it is queen? What letters are left? We could still get take out of this, right? I mean, we could also get a lot of things out of it, and I'm just arbitrarily choosing things to accept here. Oh, the word signal is in this. So I'm going to try to figure out what words it might be, and then see if I can deduce from that the structure that I'm supposed to use. So let's say sig. I'm just trying desperately not to lose any letters. So if signal's in there, oh, clan is also there. So if I take signal out, I think queen. Oh, quack is in this too, by the way. So is quake. I don't really. This isn't a word, and queen. Like, I think that becomes the only Q word that I can get out of this. Because quack, quet, no. Yeah. So if it's queen and signal, I don't have a word for this. Like, you know, tech isn't a word, whatever William Shatner tells you. So I think I've got that wrong. So what other words? Dang, signal is so good, right? So Farrell's already figured it out. Great. Let me try to go a little further. Like, I don't want to bore the audience by like just taking forever to figure this out. So I'll probably ask Drac for a hint if I can't get there very quickly. But okay, so let's say it's not signal. Let's go. Actually, can I just? How many Control Z's? No, it just goes back and forth if I do Control Z. Thanks, Notepad, for being weird. Okay. I'm trying to think of, is there an order that I can read this in? The gap in the bottom left, is that supposed to tell me something? I was trying to figure out, like, what? It almost reminds me of one of those like little tile puzzles, right? Where you have to slide things. Yeah, think about queen and signal and quest is that they don't really suggest a rule to follow for the rest of it, right? Hey there, Ivuki. Good morning. Just trying to figure out this secret message that is hidden. This is a scrambled up message. Could say a lot of different things. I really want it to be quack, right? Because, you know, ducks. I like ducks. At least the music is relaxing, right? You can just sort of like chill here and just like listen to some classical music and... Yeah. So, yeah, Ivuki says the same thing I said early on, which is that, like, I could get question out of this if there was an O. Actually, so let me. So if it was question, right? Oh, you know, there's an ing in this. if it was a question, then somehow there's a reason for the... Oops. Yeah, this doesn't really give me anything to work with. There's an ing. What are the... Okay. So I started with the... You know, is this just going to be like knight moves in chess? Like, is there just going to be a series? And am I always just going to go to the right one and down two or something? Saying it wraps around... Okay, so the I, the N, and the G, they're going around in a loop like that. So the I goes down 2 in the left, and that's N. N goes 2 more, and then up, and that's G. G can't go 2. So the ing is probably the end. Okay, let's, hold on. And I don't think that's anything. All right, the ing is at the end. What happens if I go... What's the thing? How do you go backwards from that? How do you go up one, right? To the N that's there? And then over 2? That's an E. Okay, with the Q, if I do Q to U, and then to the E, and then up to the G queg, that's not anything. Drac is probably going crazy because he's already cracked this. Okay, so here's things that I know. ing is a thing. QUE, also a thing. And actually, it seems like... G. So Q goes 1 to the right, down, and then U. Yeah, it always feels like I'm moving. So I started with the I, go down 2 and left to get N. And then continue in the same direction for 2 and go up, I get G. And so if I go backwards... Drac is like, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Alright. I wish I could just draw on the screen, right? So the thing that I'm saying is that... I'm misreading this. So Q... So for ing, if I was going backwards, go down, and 2 to the right for N, and then 1 to the right, and up for I. Should be 1 up, and then 2 to the left. Put them in the corner there. So... Wait, these are... Oh, wait, I just realized the Q and the U are going the opposite way from the ing. And actually, as far as I know, I'm wrong about one of these. One of these might not actually be part of the answer, but it's just, it seems like a weird coincidence. Oh, wait a minute. You just make it... It's not the number. You just move a certain number of spaces and turn when you hit the edge. Right? So it's Q, 1, 2, 3, U, and you turn right. Right? Let's see, I... No, that doesn't work for ing, but maybe that's not how it works. So... Q, 1, 2, 3 is U, 1, 2, 3 is E, and then I don't know how to count from there, but let's go backwards. Q, 1, 2, 3 is G. Okay, so Drac Drac is saying chess rules is the only hint. So I did come up with that earlier. Like it feels like these are like knight moves in chess, right? But are there other moves that I should be making? Oh, the ing is king, of course, right? Because this is chess. Except somebody's got their chess terminology wrong, because that's supposed to say rook. Okay. So the question is, how do these fit? So Q, E. That's the thing that's bugging me, is just I want to understand the rule for how they scrambled these up, because it does seem like, yeah, they're related. By these knight moves. And I can get king followed by queen by tracing these knight moves around in circles. And castle, C-A-S-T-L-E. I can't, the thing that I can't figure out is the thing I can't figure out is what order do these words go in? It's castle, queen, and king. But which one's first? What are the rules? So, because I don't want to just enter them in like every combination and just sort of get it by brute force. I want to actually understand how the choice is made. So let's say it starts with castle, because C is in the upper left. So it goes to the right and down to get the A. Up and to the right to get the S. Left and up for the T. Down and left for the L. Up and right for the... Is it rotating? I'm trying to think of these shapes here. Yeah, I don't... Coconut Kid suggested because castle's the name of a move in chess, maybe castle goes in the middle? Because... yeah, I see what you're saying. You see where my problem is, right? Like, I can't quite nail down... I can see what the words are supposed to be, but I can't figure out the rhyme and reason for how they fit together. Yeah, Ifuki, I realize that they are all connected to each other. I'm just... I guess do I just have to string them together? I just have to string them together in the order that works, right? So if I get to the E in castle, there's two E's that could be the one for castle. Oh, okay. So it can't be that E. That E right there can't be the E from castle, because it's right next to the Q and the K. So you couldn't move on to anything unless castle's last. But if the E at the bottom on the right is the one from castle, then you can go from there to the K, I, N, G, and from there to the Q, U, E, E, N. And you can't get from that into the C. So it must be castle, king, queen. All right. Let's do this. Castle, king, queen. Okay, so I was able to figure it out. I'm a little bit unsatisfied with that one. Let's move on. Let's move on, because we spent a long time on that. So, Tutmos, Ihan Osmer, Nepi is... Okay, obviously not meant to be pronounced. And this one's advanced, which makes me nervous. Alright, let's think about this. What might it be? So things that I've done before included things like, say, taking the first letter of each section. So T, M, I, O, N, E, and then reading the next letter. I did that way over there. I did that. But that doesn't seem to be the thing here. They're in groups of 4, and then I've got this little SZ at the end. It's like, hi, I'm different. I'm like, what are you doing over here? So that's interesting. We've got, looks like we do have enough vowels. What, there's an X and 2 Z's? What is going, what could this message say? So we've got an H, which is likely to be connected to like a T or an S. More likely a T than anything else. It's hard to figure out. I mean, we got 3 T's right up at the front. So if one of them is supposed to be connected to that H, what would that mean? Because you kind of, you expect there to be a the in here somewhere, right? But all right, let's see here. What would end up with those 2 extra letters at the end? What do the groupings mean? Like, something I was thinking of that maybe, like, I take the first letter in the first group, and then the second letter in the second group, and the third letter in the third group, and the fourth in the fourth. But that spells twire, so it's not, obviously not exactly that. I can't, like, my eyes just keep my brain keeps recognizing the word Mose, which is not helpful. Because it makes me look at it like it's a word and not like it's the individual letters, right? So if it's the S, if the H follows, I mean, the H could be by itself, right? It could just be like the first letter in a word, right? Or could be talking about the Riders of Rohan or something. It could just be, an H could be anywhere, but I feel like they put those diagrams on the other wall to tell me I should be looking for THs and ERs and stuff like that. Unfortunately, there's no QU in this one. The word pie. Pie. Let's see here. I'm trying to find any connection between an E and an R. What were the other diagrams they were telling me about? In, ER, RE, An, and he. There's an IN right there. It's not going to help me. I'm gonna, let's see here. I'm gonna try transcribing this. Tutmos. Isn't Tutmos the name of like a pharaoh or something? Osmer. Nepi. Is. Lexi? And Zzz. I wrote them vertically this time just to see if anything pops out. Nothing does. I can see a T-I-O-N, kind of. So Drac is pointing out there are 30 letters total. Is that the case? Yeah, 30 letters total. And so they could have, maybe they're meant to be grouped in a way other than these groups of 4. I'm not sure how I would pick one, though. Yeah, Ibuki's in there saying, "Hey, isn't that a Pokemon?" Like, finding meaning in the letter groupings we already have. Yeah. Maybe this is going to be the stream where I'm finally defeated by Matthew Brown, and I don't actually figure this out. Now, if we spend too long on this, I'll move on to do simpler puzzles in the next room, just so we can see sort of some of the breadth of this game. But are there any other ways that I could write this that could jog my head? Just looking at the appearance. Oh man, all these Z's. What would have so many Z's in it? And an X. Maybe the word exit? That's all over the place. So an X usually... I don't know. There's no hard and fast rules, right? Like, anything I say about where letters tend to occur has so many counterexamples that it's just hard to get a foothold in this, right? So... okay, if nothing occurs to us to try in the next couple minutes, we're moving on, just to avoid dragging the stream down. That other one, at least I had something to hold on to. This is just really, it's long and mysterious. At least I know the kind of thing we're looking for. This is a transposition room, right? Like, if each of these 4 letters was meant to somehow, like, abstractly represent some single letter or something like that, that would be in a different room. Like, I get the sense that I am supposed to use these letters to form the message. Oh, Coconut Kid thinks he might have figured it out. So interesting how we're all just kind of on different schedules with these things, right? Right, hey, Coconut, since this is an advanced puzzle, and I'm literally getting 0 headway, go ahead and give me a hint if you'd like, just so we don't hold things up too much. Good, I feel better, but Coconut Kid says that it's not obvious at all, and it makes me feel a little bit better about not getting it. Oh, it looks like something's clicked in Drac's head, too. So, is this way of writing it just completely barking up the wrong tree? Ibuki's like, I'm at a massive disadvantage here because I'm German. Yeah, I can imagine. If we were looking at a German phrase, I would certainly be completely disadvantaged, though I'm pretty sure I know way less German than you know English. Okay, so Coconut Kid says A-E-I-O-U. So it's either... So maybe something about the... Wait a minute. There is no A. There's an E, there's an I, there's an O, there's a U. So he's bringing up the vowels. It's not helping me. Again, really grateful for the soundtrack, because when I'm just sitting here staring at it, just like, what does this even mean? It helps to have something for you guys to listen to. Hope it's coming through okay, by the way. I know that I try to make my voice a lot louder in the game, so I'm not even sure how well you can hear the soundtrack. Okay, so Drac is talking about... So, were you right about that? He says, think of the number of letters and the ways to group them together. So, there are 30. And the ways to group them together. So, right now it's grouped into 7 4s and a 2. And there's other ways to do it, I guess? I mean, like, he suggested, 6 groups of 5, 5 groups of 6. I glancing through, though, and I'm not seeing that changing anything, really. So, if it was something like 5 groups of 6 or 6 groups of 5, I mean, there are 5 vowels, so that kind of puts Coconut Kid and Drax hits together. Oh my gosh, each of you guys must be going nuts, right? Because you each know what the other one is talking about, and I don't know what either one of you is talking about. So this is... I'm just staring at the right end of this and seeing the word sex, and it's distracting me. Coconut Kid's like, it hurts a little, not gonna lie. Yeah, well, here I am, sort of. When I was doing the easier puzzles at work the other day, I was feeling pretty smart. I was catching it pretty early, but this one I'm just not clicking for some reason. So okay. So Farrell says, I accidentally gave it away earlier in the chat. One of the rules. And he says, it becomes a bit more obvious when you think of the other puzzles. So I could treat it like it's groups of 7 pretty easily. That's what I've got going on the the vertical columns in my little accounting of it. But I mean, if I could always group it differently, right? I think I'm getting the wrong message from that suggestion, because it's not helping me at all. I think I might need a more obvious clue, guys. Sorry about that. I know it would probably be more interesting if I was, coming off like a genius here, but I am not pulling that off tonight. I think that other folks in the audience would probably just appreciate getting the answer. Don't need to give it to me quite that obviously, I hope, but okay. So 5 groups of 6. Yeah. So I figured that I'm not trying to group words together. Oops. I mean, is this something like so my assumption is that all of these puzzles use the actual letters in front of me, all of them, in order to generate the message. But maybe this one is an exception. Is this one that leaves some letters on the table, or that changes the letters in some way? Maybe I'm supposed to read, like, translate a group of letters into a single letter, that kind of thing. Could it have to do with like the number of each of these letters, or oh wait a minute, hold on, there's got a consonant, okay, I've got 4 consonants and 2 vowels, 4 consonants, 2 vowels, 4 consonants, 2 vowels, 4 vowels, 2 consonants, and this one doesn't fit any of that stuff. Coconut Kid is trying to make me feel better, saying this is very difficult. I have no idea how I managed to do this. I think it was a freak accident that I figured it out. Well, that does actually make me feel a little bit better, so I appreciate you saying that. What? Huh. Ivuki suggests that they can see the word lose in the second to last grouping if X were a vowel. And that... There is an O in that position in an earlier group, but that doesn't really... Okay, you got to give me more, guys. Sorry, I'm losing it. Start to the top left. And when you say top left, you mean my top left up here? So, oh, wait a minute. Let's see here. I'm trying to think if... Okay, yeah, so Coconut Kid is saying that the grouping this into groups of 4 was just a distraction. That really it's just a long string of characters and I need to figure out what they mean. So I'm starting to... Wait a minute. There's a TWO here. That's probably irrelevant, right? There's also a pi. Wait, there's a 1. O-N-E. Minus what? 3. What? Time. Suddenly I'm reading down this thing and... How did you see this? How did you see this? Hold on. So the Z's really are nothing, right? They're just placeholders. Wow. Okay. So I got 3 minus 1 here. And I got a times here. I got a U-S-S-I-X. Wait, Coconut Kid, there's a delay. I don't know what you're talking about when you say that's a coincidence, Jeff. I don't know which thing I said was a coincidence. It has nothing to do with the puzzle. So, because of the delay, you got to be more specific. So I've got the 2. I don't know what this... Oh, PL... Oh. Plus 6. 2 plus 6 times 3 minus 1. So I just... It's that... And then a couple of Z's for some reason. Why are there a couple of Z's at the end? Is that equals? Are the z's supposed to be equals? Okay, so 2 plus 6. So that's what so you're saying it was a coincidence that some of these happened to take up that exact column. But actually, I was supposed to just read it vertically. So 6 times 3 minus 1 ZZ. So what is this? Wait, so am I supposed to do like order of operations? Do we do this first? Is it 18 plus 2, which is 20, minus 1, which is 19? So it could be that, right? Or maybe I have to execute it in order, which would mean this is 8 times 3 is 24, minus 1 is 23. So maybe I'm supposed to just put in what I found, but let's try these. Seriously though, Coconut Kid and Drac, you've got to tell me how you got there. How in the world did you start seeing this? Was it from stacking the letters up in a grid? Did you do that first, or were you like reading across and jumping letters to try to find the answers? Coconut Kid said he crossed out all the vowels. How did that help? How did crossing out the vowels help? How did that get you there? So, Coconut Kid says that I did it in a different way. Okay, so Drac had Notepad out, and he did something very similar to what I did, which is stacking them in different grids until he saw a message. And Coconut Kid counted the remaining consonants? What? So, okay, I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19? Okay, there are 19 consonants in this. But why would you think that that was the answer? What in the... I mean, that's lovely that the answer to the math problem is also the number of consonants in the puzzle, but what? What? But so I understand how you counted up the consonants and said there are 19 consonants in this, but I mean, you could have counted the consonants in this. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9 consonants in this. Why is the answer to this not 9? How did you count the consonants in this and then come to the conclusion that that was the answer? Like, what? How? What the crap? So Drac says, can you imagine having to make this cipher so that it could be done in 2 ways? I don't even know does that even... I can't even imagine that being part of the solution. That's crazy, Coconut Kid. That's absolutely crazy. Oh, I forgot I can type hint into a console to get... Oh, I want to know what their hint was. Can't do it now. Holy crap, guys. Well, let's learn about another kind of code breaking. So, one of the things I really like about this game, and I tweeted this at Matthew Brown earlier, is that it's teaching me real world stuff. There are very rare games out there where I feel like I actually understand more about the real world after playing the game, but this is definitely one of them. Oh man, substitution. All right. Well, I'm gonna make Notepad go away for a second, but I'm sure it will be back soon. So these are codes. We have to swap one letter for another. Oh my gosh, what? What? No. I don't know. I don't know if we want to try to do this on Twitch. This will just take... This will be busy work. Hold on. Let's see if there's... Oh, these are all long. Okay, yeah. I'll bet these are fun. They're not going to be fun to do on Twitch. So, let's... What the... Oh, wow. Okay, so this tells you how common the most and least common letters are so that you can start making wild guesses. Well, that's... Okay, I've done puzzles like this before. My mom used to get Games Magazine every month, and I would try to solve puzzles in that, so... Polyalphabetic? What? What is even happening? Holy crap. Oh, man. Okay, you know what? I think we might have accomplished the most complex thing we're going to be able to accomplish during this stream. Mechanized cryptography? Oh, what? Oh, holy crap. This is going to get... It's like, yeah. You're not ready for this door. Okay. That's cool. I'm okay with being defeated for now by this game, but this is interesting, right? Like, I feel like a cleverer person after... Okay, I should amend that. I don't actually feel clever. I feel like you guys were very clever. I needed to be, guided by the hand through that last puzzle. But I feel like playing this has broadened my mind and sort of helped exercise my critical thinking skills. So this is a really cool game, and I think it's worth playing just to, like, I don't know, just stretch your mind and help you sort of, like, understand some of the clever things that people have figured out how to do throughout history. So for now, though, let's do this thing. Let's wrap up the video. So I'll put up some links to other videos. I'll put a subscribe link here, and then we'll move on to something else. This is cool.